Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and yes, I've got something for you tonight. I'd like to thank one of my friends on Twitter for actually spotting this and making a comment about it, otherwise I probably would have missed it. But yes, here we go. So this is it. This is a Twitter account called TNF1WU. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Rolls off the tongue. Now, of course, with Elon Musk being in charge of Twitter these days, we can probably take this account with a pinch of salt. So I have no idea whether it's real or not, but just for these purposes, we will take it at face value and see what it is they're saying. So this looks like it's been invented by a group of women. That's what I'm sort of making out of this. So let's read what they say and then we'll discuss. Following misogynistic comments made by known F1 content creators, a group of women have started TNF1WU, an initiative in support of women that face misogyny and sexism in social media and in real life, just for being fans of the sport. A high majority of the women in this community have to deal with misogynistic comments online, or even harassment at races from other fans. The lack of support we receive from the organisation and the drivers is the most disheartening. We want to put an end to this now, so this community can be a safe space for everyone. It's crucial that we, as the affected group, act immediately. If we all come together to support one another, we can make a change. Enough is enough. This is why we are proposing a boycott of the sport from the 19th of May to the 21st of May. That's very unusual because that's not the next Grand Prix. What are they waiting for? Are they waiting for this to, pick up and get going? I'm not quite... Anyway, during the Imola Grand Prix, we need to show them that we are taking a stand against misogyny within the F1 community. So we invite you to take a stand with us and not watch the practice sessions, qualifying and the race that weekend. We need as much support as possible to make an impact, to truly show them that there's no F1 without us. Hashtag TNF1WU. So, okay, there it is. Let's do a little breakdown of that. So there's 60 million people who watch F1 worldwide. What is half a dozen lesbians going to stop watching the race at Imola going to actually do? What is it going to actually... I'm confused. Somebody tell me, what impact is that going to make? Absolutely none. And why is poor F1 getting it in the neck? What, when they're clearly said at the start there, misogynistic comments made by known F1 content creators. So why don't you have a go at them? Why are you having a go at F1? Why are you banning yourself from watching that when it's going to make absolutely no difference? I'm very confused right now. I'm very confused. Now, as everyone knows, I make sexist comments on this channel. And I am not going to stop doing that because they are just jokes. And that's all they are, jokes. And I will continue to do them for as long as I'm able to. And I'm not going to stop. No, I will continue to make sexist comments on this channel because they're just jokes. If you're offended by them, that's down to you. That's not down to me. I'm not offended by them because I'm the one that's saying them. It's you responding that makes you offended to what I say. But I'm not. I really don't care. And I will continue to make sexist jokes on this channel because, as I say, they are just jokes. They don't mean anything. They really don't mean anything. Let's put it into the context, okay? In real life, which is, away from YouTube, I am not sexist. No, I'm not really. No, they're just jokes. They're just jokes. I am not I have never been called sexist in the whole of my life. I've also never turned around to a woman and said, "Oi, woman, get out in that kitchen and go make me a bacon sandwich." It's never happened. It's never happened because I'd probably get my ass kicked in if I ever did that. But yes, no, it's never happened. So anyone who watches this channel knows that I believe in equality. Everyone should have a fair chance. Men, women, doesn't matter. Everyone should have a fair crack at the whip. But this is just the complete wrong direction. This is not equality. This is supremacy. It's also grandstanding as well. And if you want me to explain that, it's quite simple. It's someone standing in the middle of a big grandstand on their own, shouting at the top of their voice, just hoping that someone will listen to them. We all do it in life. We all do it right now. I'm grandstanding right now. I'm making this video and I'm hoping that someone's going to watch it. I'm shouting at the top of my voice, hoping, and it also happens with big content creators as well. Doesn't matter. All walks of life. We're all grandstanding. But this is just the worst kind of grandstanding that you can find. It really is. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is not equality. This is so far from equality. And, you know, it just gets me back to boo-hoo, boo-hoo. It's just words. It's just words. Like the old saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. And that's all it is. It's just words. I just don't get it. And for God's sake, grow a spine. For God, I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it because it's women. I'm gonna say it. For God's sake, grow a pair of balls. Please grow a pair of balls. You women wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes in the 80s. 5 bloody minutes. It's unbelievable. You can't say anything now. It's, oh, you've upset me. Oh, you've upset me so much now. Oh, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry on the internet. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on social media and cry. Get all my little simps going, oh, you poor dear. You poor dear. Oh, it must be terrible for you. This statement is the worst piece of bollocks I've ever seen in my whole life. Honestly, it looks like it's been written out by a lawyer for one thing, and it's just absolute bollocks. From start to finish, it's a complete non-entity of a statement, it really is. And I just despair at the state of this world that women come together and think this will actually make any kind of difference whatsoever. So let's go to their fantastic Twitter then. I'm just looking at some of the replies actually to that. I seen Abel Pederosa, not quite sure. Let's have a look and see if there looks male. I see no reason to boycott a Grand Prix because F1 is the first to condemn discrimination. The fault lies with those who are dedicated to degenerating women just for watching F1. True. I'm just looking at some of the other ones though. It just basically the answers are it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Hate to break it to you, but as I pointed out, majority of F1 fans aren't women, so you won't affect viewership just by doing this. Which is very true. Respectfully, this won't work at all. With all due respect, it's not my problem. It's not just watching the race because of the issue. If you have an issue, fix it yourself. Yes, why not fix it yourself? Go at the people that you said have been, sending misogynist comments. Why don't you have a go at them? Let's have a look. There was one that did catch my eye. In my opinion, you should just get a job. This is what I said. If it's content creators that harass you, then attack the content creators. How is it F1 at fault? Who are the content creators? I don't even know. No, neither do I. They issued that statement with no information about who these content creators are. Dave. We've got laughing emojis. It's just ridiculous. It really is. You guys will be extremely lucky if this gets mentioned outside of Twitter. Well, it gets mentioned on here. Now, Hank is the man for me. Definitely Hank. Kitchen is that way. Thank you, Hank. You are excellent. You really are excellent. So, anyway, let's go back to them because they have issued a follow-up statement to that as well, which is here somewhere, if I can find it. Let's see if I can find the follow-up statement that they've issued. Ah, here it is. An update. This was like 10 hours ago. Could have been longer now. I haven't read this yet, so I'm going to read it now and hopefully not go into a pit of despair. Thank you, everyone, for your input. We didn't expect this to get so much attention so fast, so we left out a lot of information. Completely our fault. Well, that's women for you. We are planning on flooding the Imola Grand Prix with hashtags highlighting women drivers, creators, F1 Academy, etc. And we have plenty of support projects coming up. Thank you again for everyone's input. It's been really helpful to see what people believe will do better. Because at the end of the day, we all want to put a stop to misogyny. They do like to use misogyny a lot of times in their statements, don't they? We can't change anyone's mind. We can't change people's beliefs. What we can do is bring attention to the problem to get support of these. Who have the power to support, to influence, to be heard? As we said, we didn't expect this amount of attention so fast. We are working behind the scenes. Hopefully making lots of tea and coffee. And possibly a bacon sandwich. That would be nice. With ketchup and a little bit of mayonnaise. Thank you very much. We are planning out the details and we are working hard to bring more to the community. We will have more information shortly. We did not want to share too much before we got a solid plan and found our ground. Hashtag TNF1WU. Now, I'm sorry, this has got to be a joke account now. This has got to be a joke. This can't be real. This cannot be real. Are you absolutely fucking kidding me or what? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But there you go, everyone. So they're going to flood Imola with hashtags. That's how we're going to stop this. Flush Imola with hashtags. Yeah. Hashtag lesbians. Hashtag women get back into the kitchen. I don't know. Perhaps you could think of your own hashtags to add to that. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, just to end on this thought, I just find it absolutely ludicrous that anyone would even bother to type out such an obvious piece of crap. So, yeah, go and have a go at the content creators. Go and have a go at anybody who's, said a sexist comment. Or anyone like that. That's fine. Because if we say these things, we have to expect a little bit of backlash now and again. It's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. So have a go at them. But don't have a go at F1 because it's really not a lot to do with F1, is it? As I say, I just despair. They're talking about discrimination. Oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Grow the fuck up. Jesus, big God. Please just grow the fuck up. Stop this now. This is doing my head in. This is really doing my head in. Anyway, there you go, everyone. That was part number 1. Now we go to the last part, which is the Pit Stop Boys. Yes. I did do a video on this last week, and yes, they've actually come out with an apology now because, basically, as they said in their podcast, they were really only interested in the YouTube channel. So obviously they've had a little bit of a hit over that over the weekend. They've lost a little bit of revenue, so they thought, let's issue an apology because it always works for Logan Paul, so let's give it a go. So that's what they've done. And the apology says, we've taken some necessary time out to reflect following the release of the latest Screaming Mills episode. That was the podcast they were on. We messed up and what we said was not acceptable. Watching the content back, we're embarrassed by our attitudes. Well, of course you are. And for that, we are sorry. We're sorry because now we're losing money and we don't want to lose money anymore. So please like us again, please. We feel privileged. Oh, of course you are. You're privileged to be a small part of the fans who embrace this amazing sport, and we love this incredible racing community we found ourselves in. We should have been more respectful to the hosts, and in particular J.M. Cora, I think that's his name, please forgive me if I got that wrong, who we have since spoken to and apologised. We remain grateful for his and other support for us and our podcast. We promise we'll do better moving forward. Jake and Fab. Not very fab at the moment, is he? So there you go. A sort of apology from the Pit Stop Boys there about their podcast. Now, I found out a few more bits of information about the Pit Stop Boys. And one of those is that they were actually endorsed by Liberty Media. Yes, Liberty Media endorsed them, which sort of says a lot, I have to say. And, of course, the driver they're interviewing... this is possibly the sad part about it, because as I said last week, I don't actually follow F2, so I don't actually know who the drivers are. I know about the Antoine Hubert crash and of course he sadly died. I didn't know the other drivers that were involved, because, as I say, I really don't follow F2. But Mr. JM Cora, who is probably butchering his name, I do apologise. He was actually the man responsible, obviously indirectly because it was racing, but he was the man responsible for Anton Hubert's death. And of course that was completely pushed to one side by the pit stop boys, and it was incredibly cringy to find that out after the fact, that they didn't know who he was, and they didn't know that he basically fought himself back to recovery again, because he was also seriously injured in that crash. It's just remarkable, absolutely remarkable, that you can have a guest on your show or be on someone else's show and have very little knowledge of the people you're interviewing. You know, just for Christ's sake, do 5 minutes of research. 5 minutes of research before you go on to anything, just to find out who it is you're talking to, because that's just absolutely ridiculous. And, well, as I've said in a tweet, I didn't even know who the pit stop boys were before this came out. I didn't know who these dolly birds were, so it doesn't really matter to me, because I wasn't watching them before, so I won't be watching them now. But it's just absolutely terrible that something like that could be, brushed aside. And as they say, the pit stop boys said they really don't give a fuck about Formula One. They just did it for the travel, the glamour, the expenses, and getting free trips to races. That's basically all they're in it for. They really don't give two fucks about F1. Apparently they've made huge mistakes during their podcast about F1 facts that they've got wrong from, loads of times. So there's not more really you can say about them, but hopefully they will realise their mistakes. They will come back stronger and everything will be okay. I do wish them well. As I say, I don't wish anyone ill will ever. Never have done, never will do. I wish them well, but personally, I won't be tuning into them in the future, which I never did before anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I certainly won't be watching any of their stuff, because they're just a manufactured boy band, basically manufactured by Liberty Media to try and draw in the younger audience, of course, which is what they're doing. But hopefully now the true F1 fans and that younger audience will now realise that what they're watching is really nothing of substance. It's very, very weak, very, very weak, and they really shouldn't be bothering with it. So there you go. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome as always. I just had to get that rant out of the way because yeah. So yes, up the women. That's what I say. Up the women. Yes, women supremacy is here, lads. No, it's not. No. Please, just don't. Equality. That's what we need. Equality, not this absolute shite. It's just beyond me. It's just beyond me that people can actually post this and think that, what they're saying is real. The poor dears. Oh my goodness. If you want to know about true discrimination, I'll tell you about disabled people. That's true discrimination. But anyway, that's for another time. But I'm so annoyed now. I'm so upset and flabbergasted by this. I'm gonna walk off. Yeah, I'm gonna get my stick and I'm gonna walk off. So I'm just gonna say thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. You're awesome as you always are. And yeah, I'm gonna walk away. Thanks very much and good night. I'll catch you in the next video. Fucking hell. Load of wankers. What a load of wankers. Honestly. Fuck off.